Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. You can see my shadow. Woo! This is me standing, and I'll move over. You can see my tripod. So this is how I'm filming today, standing over this area. I'm going to share with you a few of my bags, actually all of my Chanel bags, and I'm going to share with you which Chanel bag I recently sold, why I sold it, and what I decided to do with that money from the proceeds of the sale. So let's get started. First of all, I did not sell my Chanel Deauville tote. I use this quite a bit, and while I originally thought this would be a seasonal bag, I've been using this anytime I feel like it. It's been really handy as a big tote. It's one of my very few oversized big bags, so quite love this one. And if you watched my recent Q&A video, you will have seen my jumbo, so you know pretty obvious that I have not let go of my jumbo either. I'll let her hair out. And similarly, I showed my classic black Chanel wallet on chain, so let's let her hair out too. So you'll know that from my last video, this is not the bag that I let go, but you get the point here. It is a Chanel bag that I let go and is a pretty big bag. Big meaning the proceeds of the sale yielded quite a bit of money. This also is with me still, my favorite caramel mini. As is this one. Again, if you watched my last video, gold mini square. And another Chanel wallet on chain. This is the filigree with the champagne gold hardware. And I think many of you who know my Chanel collection are noticing that we're dwindling down to the final couple here. This one you don't see very often in my videos. I use this only really in the winter, fall-winter I would say. It is the large O case in the tweed, and it's quite special, and I use it as a clutch. So there you have it. Still have this in my collection. And drum roll, now we get down to the medium classic flat bags, and I have only one left, and it is my vintage. My vintage medium classic flap in the lambskin with silver hardware. This too you will have seen in my last video, but there is a bag you did not see in my previous video, and that is the beige clear medium classic flap in the gold hardware. So about 4 months ago, I did a video talking about how I was thinking about letting it go, but then you all convinced me to hang on to it for a little longer. And so I said, you know what? I am going to hold on to it longer. I haven't made a decision. That was about 4 months ago. I'll show you a clip from that video. Today, I'm going to do a quick update on this bag here. It's my Chanel medium classic flap in the beige clear caviar with the gold hardware. In a few videos ago, I talked about 8 bags that I was just not gravitating towards these days. These were bags that for some reason I wasn't using as much as I would like. They're not really in my rotation as regularly as some of my other bags, and I was very transparent in admitting that this was one of the bags. And I said in that video that I was really not sure, and I was just sort of, sharing my thoughts about why I am not gravitating towards this bag, but I certainly didn't make a decision on whether or not to keep or sell. For now, the default is that I am going to hang on to it. So many of you said to me that I should hang on to it, see how I feel next year, hang on to it for at least another year, try to get it into my rotation, and maybe my feelings will change. So I don't know if you can tell from that clip, but I was kind of going back and forth, and there was a video prior to that video talking about 8 bags that I was sort of feeling on the fence about. Many of those bags, I think they were seasonal, and so because of the season at the time, I wasn't reaching for them, and now I'm back in using them and putting them back in the rotation. The beige clear classic flap, however, I have decided to let go for 3 reasons. I asked myself 3 questions. 1, do I have another bag in the collection that serves pretty much the same purpose? Yes, except it's in black. It's the same exact bag in lambskin, medium size. If I want something bigger in caviar, I've got my jumbo. If I want something smaller, I've got my mini. So I was kind of like, it feels quite repetitive. And you guys know I'm not really a true collector. I'm someone who likes to use and enjoy my bags, and I don't mind if they get used over time because that's what I buy them for. I don't really keep them as a collector's item, if that makes sense. So that was one reason. The other reason was that the color, while I thought it was beautiful, the beige clear is such a beautiful classic, I didn't think that it went so well with my skin tone, and I feel like there are other shades of beige that would be just slightly different. It could be a little bit more saturated, could be a little bit more pale, could have a little bit more pink undertone or a little less yellow undertone or whatever. but with a slight adjustment, I think that I could find a shade that would be much more suited for me, for my skin tone. And then I sometimes felt like that color in that size, with the chain length being just right for one shoulder, not so comfortable as a crossbody, it kind of made me feel more mature, older. It kind of aged me. This is just me in my head. Maybe y'all disagree. It's a beautiful bag, beautiful. But somehow on me, I felt like it didn't make me feel like me, if that makes any sense. You know, when you put on a pair of shoes or clothes and you're like, this doesn't feel like me, and you take it back off. That's kind of how I felt sometimes. Not always, but sometimes when I wore the beige Claire. So that was another reason. Finally, the biggest thing was I told myself, if there's a bag in my collection that I have thought about selling more than on 3 occasions, so if more than 3 times I've considered letting it go, then it's time to let it go, because I am clearly wasting a lot of energy, mental energy, thinking about, should I keep it? Should I sell it? Should I keep it? Should I sell it? I felt like I had thought about it enough, and it was not fun anymore to keep the bag, because you know, they say if it's not a heck yes, then it's a no. It was sort of like that. And so I decided I'm going to let it go. And I thought to myself, if I let this bag go, will I feel regretful? Will I miss it? Will I torture myself knowing that the prices have only gone up? And in order to buy it again, I'd have to pay a whole lot more. And for each instance, it was like, no, I wouldn't regret it. No, I won't miss it. And no, I'm not going to really care about the price increases, because I'm not going to want to buy it again. And then I thought about someone else enjoying the bag, and I felt quite happy for whoever that person might be. So it was my dear friend Elma at the Guru Edit, who is a Chanel expert, and she does consignment. She sold the bag for me. So just really happy. She said the buyer was ecstatic. So it was a win-win. And with the proceeds from the sale, I did this. Yeah, I invested all of it, 100% of it, into the stock market. And you guys know the vast majority of my money in the stock market is in index funds. Particularly, I do like Vanguard index funds. And so this is the specific fund that I put it in. It's VFX. And there are so many others that I do in Vanguard, but I like this one. And I can automate every month how much goes into this fund. So I just split up the money, divided it by 4, and had the chunk of money every week go into this fund. So meaning I would set up an auto transfer with a quarter of the total sum going in. Let's say, I don't remember if it was every Friday or every Monday or whatever day I had picked. So that means over a period of 4 weeks, over 1 month, I was completely invested with the total sum of the money that I made selling this bag into this fund. So that is pretty much it. I didn't sell the bag to buy another bag. I didn't sell the bag to fund something else. I decided I don't want the bag anymore, and I don't need the bag, so I will just take the money as bonus and invest it, because I do enjoy that feeling of growing our money and putting our money to work for us. I do like that. And I've shared throughout previous videos the personal finance practices and tips that we use as a family and the things that I'm passionate about. So this just really aligns to my values and my longer term goals. So that is pretty much it. I just wanted to share with you. This is, I mean, look, we still have a lot here, right? I say we, but I feel like I share these with you guys. So there are 7 legit bags plus that pouch back there. So that's still 8 pieces, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's 8 pieces. So I am more than abundant with Chanel. I love Chanel aesthetics. And so I definitely tend to gravitate much more to Chanel. As you can see, this is probably the largest proportion of my handbag collection, but I don't want to overdo it. So I'm very happy. And I hope that the buyer, I don't know who the buyer was, but I hope that the buyer is absolutely happy and enjoying the beautiful beige Claire classic flap. And I just wanted to give you all this update. So let me know what you guys think, and let me know if my reasoning for selling the bag makes sense. And I don't know, does it make sense to you when I say that a certain bag made me feel not like myself, or made me feel older than I am? I do think that bag matured me There are certain bags, like some of you have asked me why I choose silver hardware. First of all, I think silver generally looks better with my skin tone. So there I go again with my obsession with matching my skin tone. But also I think silver hardware on Chanel oftentimes looks more youthful, looks more fresh, looks a little bit less dressy, less formal. So I did that with this one here as well as my jumbo. And then I do really like the champagne gold. I feel like it's more subtle. And if you really think about it, everything here is either silver or light gold, right? So yeah, these are all silver. And 1, 2, 3 are the light champagne gold. They call it champagne gold. So you can see here. So actually, the beige Claire was the only one that I had from my Chanel lineup that was true yellow gold hardware. And while I think it looked absolutely perfect with the beige Claire, it was very complimentary. Maybe that too just wasn't my cup of tea. I don't know, but I didn't want to keep analyzing. I don't think these bags are meant to drain us of our time and energy and make us feel like, oh, did I make the right decision? Why am I keeping this? Am I using it enough? Is it a waste of money to have it sit in the closet? Should I let it go finally? I think that can happen naturally for a lot of items, especially expensive ones that we spent a lot of money on. We want to really think things through when we buy and when we sell. But I think if that's happening often, like I said, more than 3 times, then I think that means something. And I just didn't want to continue down that road of wasting my energy and draining myself with these questions. So I'm really happy. I feel light and good about it. So that's pretty much it. Short and quick video. Let me know if this video made sense and if you're surprised or if it resonates with you, and please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it in any way. And if you are new to my channel and you enjoy this type of content, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button and join our community. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.